Hey everyone, it's Nathus, and this is the 12th booster kit that I'm opening from the last winter. And the reason why this is exciting for me is that after this kit, the next thing I have to open is my sealed foil booster display from backing the Kickstarter at that collector tier. So basically, this is the final boss before I get to open the really, really fun stuff. So I'm hoping that we get some strong stuff here, but I'm really, really excited for my next few videos where we'll be opening some of the foil decks and hoping that we can get something really, really strong out of those because I really like bling. And when I go to play in person, I'd love to play something competitive with a foil deck. So we're going to start with the Alloyan here. Hoping that we get something nice and strong. If I could get it open. I've said it before and I'll say it again, pull tabs. We need pull tabs. I don't want to have to like pull out a knife or something to rip these open easily. I know some people do that and it definitely works for them. And it seems like it's a lot easier than what I do just trying to rip these open, but I don't know. Like I don't want to risk damaging the cards, even though sometimes I guess trying to rip these open is more of a risk to damage it. So I would say I'd really hope that in the future we get the opportunity, and I'm just going to flip this over to the bottom, to get a pull tab on cards in the future. Because this is my least favorite part about opening stuff, is the fact that I have to really struggle to rip through the plastic. So we're starting with a Bolstering Scavenger, Lightforge Sentry. Again, with that grouping, I think I've opened Lightforge Sentry in almost every one of my packs. Lucid Echoes. Metamind Overseer, again, we've got a lot of grouping with that card. Overwhelming Force. Actually, I don't know if I've seen this one yet. Give each of your creatures plus 8 attack. All of your creatures in your lanes with Exalts get 8 armor. That's not bad. Portatron. Seal of Anvilon. Shield Droid, again, with that grouping. Spiritforge Sentinel. Spirit Steel Infiltrator. So I've actually talked to a few people who've opened a good amount of product, and they've experienced a lot of the same stuff where between boosters, kits in the same display, it seems like there's a lot of stuff where you're getting repeats of multiple cards over and over. I'm interested to look through my collection and kind of sort by how many of each card I've opened, because there's probably going to be like 3 or 4 commons I've opened like 40 of or something like that. But we got Optimize, Boost, and Flight Modification. I feel like Steel Rosetta took one of the bigger hits in terms of her power level in some of these newer sets, or in this newer set, because I feel like Steel Rosetta was one of the stronger Forgeborn in some of the prior sets. So looking at this list, I guess the thing that really speaks out or is interesting to see is that we have the Spirit Seal Infiltrator with the Spirit Forge Sentinel. Both of those are aggressive, which could help push some damage. We've got 1 Exalt for that Shield Droid, which again can be, you probably want 1 or 2 to be able to really get as much value as possible. Portatron is nice because you could kind of move stuff around. So if that Exalted lane is filled, you could Portatron it and move stuff around. You've got Metamind Overseer, which is nice with that Spiritforge Sentinel, and Lucid Echoes, which is great removal and upgrade. But overall, like, I would say there's nothing super special about this list that make me say, hey, I want to play it, but I feel like it's also strong enough that I would be happy to play it in sealed. So depending on what the rest of the booster looks like, I feel like this Alloyan list is not bad, but I'm a little sick of seeing that Spirit Steel Infiltrator and Spiritforge Sentinels. Like, in general, like, especially when I'm opening new sets, I really like seeing new cards be more prevalent than old. And I feel like in a lot of these boosters, I've been seeing a lot more of the set 1 and 2 cards outpopulating some of these set 3 cards. At least that's how it feels. I could be wrong. Like, I would have to actually crunch the math to see. Alright, so we're going to our Tempest, starting with Ardrias the Butcher. This is a card that I love a lot. It's one that in the right deck that you could really build around it. Seems like it would be so strong, because it's, I think you activate to battle opposing creature, activate to battle any creature, activate to strike as long as you have increased attack. Ardent Rager. I don't think I've seen Rager before. So Exalted, aggressive. That's pretty sick. Hawk Rider, surprise, surprise. Another Blizzard Shaman. Deep Frost Guardian. With the Deep Frost Hills, that could be fun. Echoing Worm, so you could play that Exalt for free. Ice Storm. Sparking War Stoker, Wildfire Maiden, that's a fun one. And we've got a Sunder. Reclaim at level 2, Outwit at level 3, and Summon the Swarm at level 4. So, let's see, do we have enough ways, to give increased attack here? It looks like it is just the Hawk Rider. So, both the Artist and the Defrost Guardian are not as exciting in this list because of that. We've got one Exalt, which is Defrost Hill, so that Ardent Ranger hopefully makes an impact, but might not as much. Same thing with that Wildfire Maiden, because overall that Wildfire Maiden is more likely to enter that lane or an Exalt lane because of the fact that that ability is really strong. It's basically like an Omni almost if it's in the Exalt lane. Overall, this list could be control-y with the Ice Storm, Blizzard Shaman, Defrost Guardian, and the Defrost Hills, but it also seems slow. I feel like overall, like, you could wipe the board a ton, but you can't really push a ton with this list. So I'm not super enthusiastic about it. But maybe with the right pair, this could be strong. So you got potential ways to play cards for free, and you've got things that really benefit off Exalt. So if there was an Exalt heavy list that was strong, it's something that I would consider. But overall, not too excited about it. All right, so we've got a Binding Aetherhound, Deep Branch Prowler, Druid's Chant, Nature's Progression, Pack Batterhide, Preserved Habitat, one of my favorite cards. Do we have any upgrades with it, though? Shardplate Behemoth, Shepherding Willow, Shroudthorn Splicer, and a Stegos. That's my first Stegos. There we go. This comes with a Nova with Crimson Thorn at level 2, United as one at level 3, and Nova's Evolution at level 4. Nova's Evolution can be pretty strong. I actually never saw the level 4 ability before. Upgrade a creature in your hand up to 2 times and play it for free. That's pretty sick. Feels almost like Army Commander, but for Nova. So Stegos makes a new Terra Pup or a Pterodon Ridgeback. What's Stegos do again? It's deploy, play the Ridgeback, activate to give your dinosaurs the buff. So hopefully we got enough dinosaurs in here that really make this exciting. It looks like it might only be one. Alright, so looking at this list, it looks like the only way to upgrade cards is with Nature's Progression, which is not a bad card. It's like you pump, you upgrade a creature in your hand, and it gets free at the higher levels. I think it's only free at level 3. There is only one Exalt. You technically only have 2 dinos with that Pack Batterhide, but Batterhide's a strong card. So I guess if the purple half had some upgrade abilities, this could be pretty strong. Overall, I think I still like this better than the Tempest half, and I would consider playing this with a Loyan. Although Tempest, did we have any dinos there? We did not. So this is one of those things where I don't think there's enough to buff in this deck that would really make it worth playing with the Tempest. But I think that overall there's just enough. There's more value in this list than there is in the Tempest, and potentially more than the Aloyan, because the Shroudthorn Splicer, that card could be really strong. So overall, I feel like this is exciting to get a Stegos. I wish I had more dinosaurs. Is my only complaint. I feel like we've been seeing a lot of Shard Witches lately too. I liked it better when I was always seeing Direhound and Hantu. Maybe we'll get back to that in this last booster. So we're starting with a Shard Witch, Ardent Shard Witch, Arrogant Spirit, Cold Heart Brute, Dreadbolt, another Forsaken Mausoleum, another Graveborn Caller, Shambling Geist, Stalking Revenant, Vampiric Demon, Vile Maw. This deck I already don't think I like. Nexnekia with Raising Dead, Army of the Damned, and Dead Winter, if I could focus. There we go. So I feel like this deck just doesn't have a lot going for it. Like Vampiric and Shambling is nice. Stalking is okay, but it's not on a big body. Graveborn Caller, it's got small stats, but it does make you a body. But there's only one Exalt, which always seems to be Forsaken Mausoleum. We've got 1, 2, 3 spirits. So at least you have a couple ways to activate. But Vile Maw is just not a good Vile creature. There's not really anything that you could really benefit off of sacrificing. So really the only thing that you would be excited about is just the fact that there's a Shambling card in here. No dinos, obviously, because you wouldn't expect any Necrium. So overall, I would say the Dreadbolt would make me consider playing this with the Shambling and the Vampiric, just as a way to potentially gain life and deal some damage. But overall, this one's not very exciting to me. But I guess there's a couple good modifiers here. This pool, again, is another one that I don't think is like super obvious right at first glance. I think I remember really enjoying that Aloyan list. The Stegos list, if it had a better subset of dinos with that Stegos, would probably be exciting. I could see going Aloyan maybe with Necrium just for the sake of having that the Vampiric and the Shambling. Tempest, I think there was just not enough in any of the decks to really benefit there. So I'll probably go Aloyan with either the Necrium or the Utera here. I would probably just have to do a little bit more looking to determine which one made the most sense for me. But overall, this was a fun booster. Let me know what you would build out of this booster. But the part that's more exciting is that after this booster, the next video that I do is going to be out of that foil booster display. So again, I am really excited to start opening out of that display. I love foil cards and foil decks, so it'll be nice to open 16 total of those. So thanks for tuning in. Just keep an eye out for my next opening video, which will be that foil. So thanks, and I'll see you next time.